First kisses. Type 1 in the chat if you ever kiss someone. 2, 0. Okay, so no one? Is that everyone in my chat? Okay, 1-1. I'll take 1-1. First kisses. We all probably have a story. No, probably, hopefully, because I'm telling a story. That's a great segue. I'm like a storyteller. Let's get into the story, guys. Fumbling my first kiss. A story by Micah J, which is me. I am Micah J. This is 14-year-old me. When I was 14, which was me when I was 14, obviously. This, my stats, okay. We're gonna, listen, I didn't have any other pictures I could find. We're just gonna skip past this one. I don't use that filter. Yeah, I think every 14-year-old uses this filter when they're 14. Ignore the filter, but stats. I had 0 motion, 0 bodies, 0 kisses, 0 hoes. Which now we don't call them hoes anymore, we call them women, but this is me though. And then this was my sister's friend, whose name I won't say. I'm just gonna call her Shaquelle. We're gonna call her Shaquelle. Okay, we're gonna call her Shaquelle. Name redacted. Then this is my sister. She was friends with the person who I'm calling Shaquelle, which I also posted this video. Jesus, man. This is my sister, who is my sister, who is older sister bad? Why would I call my older sister bad? Older sister who was friends with the person that I liked. And then this is first encounters, guys, because it's like a lot of a build up in the story. Okay. Basically, when I first met this person, who we will call Shaquille, me and her, we didn't really like each other, guys. I'm gonna be honest. when I was 14, I was what you would call a little annoying bitch, right? And me now, of course, coolest person ever. But back then, I was a little bitch. I was a little bitch, and I'm not afraid to admit that, guys. As I was saying, you still are. What? Not a little bitch, guys. Not a little bitch. Anyway, and we were kind of, I don't really know if it was that serious, but I was just someone who would definitely constantly insult people because I was a little cringy, insecure 14-year-old. But until one day, basically, this person named Shaquille, her name wasn't Shaquille, but I'm gonna call her Shaquille. She added me on Snapchat, and back then I had maybe one Snapchat friend, which I think it came after I saw her at my youth church. And I felt like me. I of course I went, I've always been quite the charismatic individual. Always had, just all the riz, all the swag, all the aura, and the trim. So I was, I got in my bag mode a little bit slightly. It probably was like kind of had aim assist because she was low-key a female male enjoyer. Enjoyed the presence of males a lot. I was getting in my bag, and then 1 month later, got a little bit of a time skip here, a little bit of a time skipperoo. A lot can happen in a month. I can't seem to recall almost any of the events that happened in this month that passed, but I do remember what happened when the month passed. My sister, she tells me, oh, the girl, what did I call her? Shaquille? She said that she kinda liked you. And I was like, what? And I'm like, boy. Sorry, I don't really know how to make shock seem real, but no. And then she tells the person that I liked, because in that month of time, we weren't really that serious, but I had a crush on this girl. We're gonna call her Jabila. Okay, there's Shaquilla and Jabila. Okay, this is not her, guys. I just found a picture of a random blonde person. So the person I was talking to, Shaquille, we weren't really that serious. We were kind of just like flirting from time to time. She was like Keller. Emily. Okay, Amila. Okay, too many names, guys. We gotta choose one. I'm just gonna say Emily. Okay, she was like rare tier loot, right? She was like a rare AR. Emily, she was like mythical golden loot, right? She was just that. But my sister, she tells Emily a bop? No, she was also a bop still. But my sister, she tells her because they're also friends. And I knew they were friends because I don't know what it was with me when I was 14, but like all of my sister's friends, they were unfortunately bad. So I think there was something going on there, I guess. But she tells her, and me, I pretend That's not true. I don't even know who Shaquille is. Never even talked to her in my life. She's, not even I don't even know her. I don't even know her. Ask her who is this gorgeous baddie? I'm another dude, what are we talking about, man? No, as I was saying, I'm like, no, I don't even like this woman. I don't even think she likes me. And I just pretend there's nothing going on there. Cause I was once again, going back to it, I was a little bitch. And that's what little bitches do. And so 1 week later, maybe it was more than a week. It was a period of time. There was a lot of skips, guys. I don't know why, but I'm not very good at remembering things. I kind of get the time messed up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it was like a week or two. I was talking to Emily. We're gonna call her Emily, all right, man? I was talking to Emily, right? Until this could be another story one day. Let's just say Emily turned out not to be the greatest person. I'm just gonna say that, not the greatest person. Maybe she's so bad. There's a lot to that story, guys. No, she was not trans. She wasn't a man. No, she just basically, long story short, she started dating my friend and my sister's crush. Okay, and I was just like a little sad by that, I was a little devastated. I stopped talking to her. Well, I wasn't really talking to Emily romantically, actually. I just liked her. I don't think she liked me back at all, actually. But if they do something that I think is weird, I will back off. If I'm talking to someone I have a romantic interest in. But she didn't like me at all, actually, real sadly. So I go back to talking to Shaquille, because I was like, okay, I'll just go back. I probably shouldn't have even tried to talk to Emily in the first place because she didn't ever really like me. And that goes well. We're talking. I kind of forgot again. I don't know what these emojis are supposed to represent, but they're probably, I'm assuming they're representing some form of romance. Emily bad? Okay, well, Emily's not in the story anymore. Okay. So, and then I'm like, me and her are talking, right? And back then I talked about how I had never kissed anybody. I was a little chud boy who never even had any lips on my lips. Not the coochie lips, the normal kind of lips. And she was like, okay, I can change that, and that she said that. Remember when she said that? I have very, very specific memory. Slipping your cock? No, okay, what? No, man, I was just saying she said that she wanted to. Okay. See, now we're taking this. We're skipping a few levels, guys. No, she didn't have. No. I said I'd never kissed anyone. She said I can change that. That's what happened. Sometime later, after we're just talking for a while, just smizzling and bizzling. Why get no, not yet. My mom, she goes on a 1 month trip, and leaves me and my brother, my sister, my other sister, and me home alone for a month straight. And whether or not this is a good idea, I don't know. But we didn't have a nanny or anything. We were just us four. So my sister, while my mom's gone for a month, she invites over her friends. And she has a lot of friends. She had a lot of friends. Well, she still does have a lot of friends, unless they don't love her already. I don't really know. So, at this time, when I was 14, she had a lot of friends, right? So she invites them over. Amongst that friend group is Shaquille, which is what we're calling her. And me and Shaquille, as I previously had stated, had taken some romantic liking, good words, to each other. And so that would mean she was hanging out with her friends. And I was there, guys. I was there. And then all of her friends left, except me, Shaquille, and my sister. And my sister, she was aware of the fact that I like Shaquille because she kind of wanted me to, get with Shaquille because she knew that I was a little chud boy. And she was, my sister's always been a supportive person, you know what I mean? We're in the living room, we're watching a movie. We're watching Shrek 1, I think. And then my sister, she leaves and goes to bed. And then it's just me and Shaquille. That's in Wisconsin. So me and Shaquille, we're just laying down. We're laying down on the living room floor. We're just hooting and hollering to each other, we're just talking. And then, this is the fourth quarter moment, guys. This is where everything's leading up to because, all the previous exchanges, etc. This is kind of what it's led up to this moment. So we're just talking. Why the fuck are you laying down? I guess you can't lay down now? Would you want us to stand up on the living room floor? Time out. Okay. And we decided to put on the Lego movie. Disturbing Nobody to Everybody, which is a Lego movie. Everyone knows a Lego movie. Lego movie is a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a great movie. And you guys, listen to the story. Okay. And then while we're watching the Lego movie, she starts scrolling on her phone. She starts showing me like her family tree. I don't know why. I actually, thinking back at it, Maybe this is a sign I should have just left it there. Gonna play Michael J? Okay. This is a sign I should have just left it there, guys. Because I feel like if you're talking to someone and they just start showing you their family tree while you're alone together, I feel like that just feels a little awkward. But, you know, and then when she gets done, we're just staring at each other for like a prolonged period of time. I can't really tell you the exact, just think I'm like this close to your face. This is kind of like an accurate representation of what was going on in that moment. But think of it like if it was like romantic. Why am I bricked? Okay. As I was saying, we're just staring at each other. You know, it's you can feel the, what do you call it? The thing with the string. It's like the string, but it's like when you're pulling it and it's like tension. You can feel the tension. And then I freeze up. You know, I never been in this scenario before. That was my first time even really hanging out with any sort of female in my entire life, and my last time actually. That's actually my last time too. So I kind of just freeze up, you know, before anything happens, before we were getting to that play that we had talked about, before we did anything, you know, we said we were going to do. I just freeze up and I stare at her like this. So I'm freezing up while she's getting closer. I'm thinking, is this that moment? Is this that thing? She pulls out her phone, turns her flashlight on, then takes a picture. While I thought, you know, we were leaning in, it was that fourth quarter, that final shot moment where you guys fucking what? And she pulls out her phone, takes a picture of me just staring at her like this. Just frozen up, you know, and the final shot, I'm just frozen up. I remember, I saw the picture again too, because on my birthday, she posted that exact picture that she took of me when I thought we were going in for the smooch-a-lang. So, you know, after that, so that the vibes are kind of stale, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I was already awkward, but that kind of made it like 14 times more awkward, because at that time I was very self-conscious and I already never really gotten that close, so that was kind of awkward, guys. And then after that, she just takes the picture and then says, "Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now," and leaves. I'm like, okay. Because I didn't really know what to say at that point in time. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of just, you know, just red flag. Okay. And then, you know, she jerked off to it? No, I don't think so. Because I looked very bad in that picture. I look like what you would like. You never asked her to delete it or anything? Okay, do you think she takes the picture and I'm like, delete that right fucking now? I don't think I didn't really know what to do there, bro, because I wasn't gonna crash out. I'm a calm man. I would never yell at a woman, guys. You know, but next morning I wake up just so disappointed in myself, because the first thing in the morning I hear from my brother is, "Did you do it? Did you do it?" Because, you know, I have a very close relationship with my siblings, you know? I tell them everything, you know? So I had told them that you know, she had told me these things, and well, I told my brother. I didn't tell anyone else. So everyone was kind of anticipating something to happen. So I look at my brother like this. I kind of just stare at him for like 5 seconds, and I'm just like, no, I didn't score, and I don't even actually know what really happened. So I kind of look at him like this the entire time. But it gets worse, because my sister and me and Shaquille were now hanging out again a lot. But, so me and my sister and Shaquille are hanging out. We're kind of just, you know, hanging out, doing our poo-tang, nothing crazy. Can you show my screen, please? Okay. At this point in time, I don't know what happened over the course of one night, but she was, you know, she kind of just switched up completely on the way she was acting, you know? She went from, you know, tensiony, romantically, to like treating me like I was her little brother, which seems to have happened to me a couple times. I don't know what's with me and getting friend zone and getting like little brother zone. I don't know what that is. So I'm a little confused, guys. Statistically, it's a little confusing, guys. And then she leaves. She goes back to her house. The next day, I'm still a little, confused, maybe sad, maybe begrudging about it. So I'm like, okay, I don't really know what to say to her, so I'm just gonna be curious and stalk her TikTok repost. This is a bad play. Maybe if I never did this, I would have, just never had to know some of these things. Maybe you're unlovable, you're a brother to me, okay? You're the type of person to get friend zoned? Yeah, no, I don't know what it is though, guys. I don't really know what it is about me that gets friend zoned a lot, but it's okay, it doesn't even matter. Turns out, this whole time, when I check her repost, I see her reposting something about some random white dude who I found out who he was, but I'm not gonna say his name either. But turns out the entire time, I was just the other boy, like that one song, like the other woman. Except I'm not a woman, I'm a boy. But it turns out the whole time she liked someone else. Meaning all of the pretending into tanging into flanging into slanging and the words and the actions and everything else that led up to this moment meant nothing, guys. I just kind of got cucked crazy style. I'm not gonna lie. I just got clipped and cucked crazy style. So after this, I'm once again sad. Once again sad, once again lonely, once again broken. This is 3 times now. Just once again sad, lonely, and sad and lonely. And I'm just broken and heartbroken and heartbroken. And it turns out, it doesn't turn out. Next slide, I decide, okay, if she's talking to other dudes, taking pictures of me and clipping me, and maybe she just doesn't like me. So I'm like, okay, I'll just stop talking to her. That's usually the smartest decision you can make, people, guys. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. Just don't talk to someone. I realize it's really how easy it is, guys. A lot of people sometimes just stay with people because they don't want to feel mean. But with me, if someone disrespects me in a way that I can't forgive, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. I'm just gonna stop talking to you. If you do something weird and you make me feel like you don't actually have any real intentions, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. I'm just gonna stop talking to you, So I do. She didn't like that. She didn't like that because I stopped talking to her. Maybe like a couple weeks pass by and she gets a little toot-tanged about it. She texts me and said the exact words were, "Why did you stop talking to me?" Or it was like, "Text me, you rat." Or like, "Why did you stop talking to me, rat?" I don't know why she called me a rat. Because if anything, rat, I'm actually like a lion. Like a handsome lion. And then I never replied. That was the last message I ever saw from her, and then I just unfriended her because I didn't unfriend her, I just stopped talking to her. My attention span, bro? This is like the last part of the story. Okay. So then, I stopped talking to her, guys, and now it's been a couple years. A couple years, and this is me now. Current Micah, my stats are still 0. Still 0 bodies, 0 kisses, and 0 emotion. But I do have aura, swag, and trim now. And I'm a light skin with handsomeness. So I that's when you think about it, who really won? Who really won, guys? Who really won? Who really won? It was obviously me. This is better, I guess. You see, that's the best part of the story, guys. At least I'm not as disgusting to look at. So that's the story of how I got clipped and fumbled my first kiss and found that I was getting cucked the whole time in a day, in 24 hours time, guys. It's really interesting that that's my life. So